Grand elevation, everyone. This is Queen Mother Francesca Abbey. Welcome to my darts channel this morning. This is what's today? I believe today is Wednesday. Yep, March 30th. And today's topic I wanted to discuss. Well, first of all, the title is Addressing Black Unity, the struggle to attain and or maintain Black unity at home and abroad. And the topic is addressing Black unity and how we can attain it and or maintain it, wherever we are on the planet. And as I said in the little chat area, uh, in the description, not the chat area, in the description, that Black unity, the challenge to attain and maintain Black unity has grown increasingly challenging. The struggle has grown increasingly challenging. And many Black people, you know them and I know them, speak as though they're down with the B1, the Black First Code, until they want to improve the quality of their life by any means unnecessary. And they'll step on and climb over each other to gain better footing, get themselves, you know, a spot on the map, and get their foot in the door and get their own seat at the table, whatever all of that means to them. That's when all the backbiting, the infighting, the propaganda gossip, the flip-flopping, the flakiness and steamrolling begins and or escalates. Let's talk about it. It needs to be discussed because that's the first discussion of discussing it is the first step in attempting to fix it. You can't fix something like, even if you're in a relationship with a significant other and you run into some conflict with that person, you can't resolve the conflict until you both agree that there is a conflict. And you can't agree on anything unless you dialogue. I don't mean shouting and cursing and blaming, accusing, or whatever. I mean serious dialogue where, you address the situation, you lay out the facts, not speculations, but lay out the facts and say, well, this is how things from this time to this time or whatever. And what are you feeling? And, I mean, discuss it. Well, we have to discuss this. I'm addressing this for some specific reasons, that mainly that when you're abroad, I don't want to say abroad because I'm not abroad, I'm at home. To me, the divisive stakes is abroad now. I'm at home in Ghana. But wherever you live, I've noticed that it seems like Black people are the same everywhere you go. When you get down to the core of some things, and it doesn't matter if they have money or don't have money. It doesn't matter if they're highly educated. I say educated for a reason, because there's people with certain degrees from certain prestigious institutions that feel like they're better off than everybody else, because they have those degrees. And then they have those people with degrees who are still conscious and still be one, on the Black First Code. But then, and then you have people who have money and think they're better off than other Black people. And then you have Black people that have money that are still conscious and still on the Black First, the B1 code. But there's so many dynamics to it. It doesn't matter what your educational level is. It doesn't matter what your background is, or what your financial level is. The people They either gonna be with you or they not when the chips go down. And I see that, I've seen that, in the divisive states. I've lived there most of my life, 65 years I lived there. And now I'm here in Ghana, and I see it amongst indigenous Ghanaians and as well as amongst African diasporans who have repatriated here. I see it everywhere. I've seen it when I visited the Caribbean, when I my first trip to, well, first couple of trips to the Caribbean. I wasn't living there. I was just a tourist, but you can see a lot when you hang around the locals, even as a tourist. If you hang around the locals, you can see it. I know when I was in one of the Caribbean islands, I don't remember. Either I was on a cruise and got off the ship and went shopping in the local areas, local market, and you could see the backbiting and infighting amongst the people that are selling in the market. They were all chummy chummy and palsy wowsy until they start seeing the African diasporans or white folks or whoever coming off the ship looking like a big old bag of money, because they come in the shop in your market. All of a sudden, all that chummy chummy palsy wowsy crap went out the window. They're backbiting, infighting, like I said. Yeah, her stuff isn't good. You come over here. You come here and buy from me. Don't buy from. Hey, 5 minutes ago, that was your sister. Oh, sister. Now, and this is how people behave. I'm not going to speak for white people or Asian people or any other people because I'm not white. I'm not Asian. I am a black person. I'm an African person. And, you know, I'm going to speak for what I've seen. I don't hang around white folks. I don't know what they do. I don't hang around Asian folks, so I don't know what they do. Not because I don't want to, I just don't. And not because I want to either. I don't want to or not want to. I have no preference over that. The circles that I travel around in just happen to be mostly African people, whether they're from locally from the diaspora, locally from the continent, or from the diaspora. That's who I hang with. So that's what I know about. That's what I see. That's what I'm going to talk about. I'm only going to talk about what I know about. So anyway, I digress. Moving right along. How do we fix this? First of all, we have to address it. Like I said, you have to address that there is a problem and agree that there is a problem, with that. And okay, my number is, and I hate to keep quoting people, but I'm going to quote Michael Jackson's song, The Man in the Mirror. It starts, if you pick up a mirror, look in the mirror. That's who it starts with. And I'll pick up my own mirror. I'll use my hand. I ain't got no mirror right now, but I'm looking in my own face in the camera anyway. Look at the man in the mirror, or the man in the camera, or the woman in the mirror, the woman in the camera, that's looking back at you. That's you. Look at yourself, you know. And here's a daily challenge. I tried to do this. I've been trying to do this for a long time. And well, not trying, I've been doing it. And I do backslide. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I get angry just like anybody else. I get frustrated just like anybody else. I get impatient just like anybody else. But one thing I do, I don't want to say do, but one thing I remember to do is to check myself. I check myself. I was like, was that necessary? Was that a nice thing to say or do? Um, think of the other person that you're dealing with, what they might be going through. I'm rushing, but maybe that other person is exhausted and tired and they're doing the best that they can. Have some compassion for the next person, have some understanding for that person that you're getting ready to jump over the counter and choke because you're impatient or tired or whatever. Maybe they're tired, and maybe they'll jump over the counter and choke you back. You know, everybody got their little problems. You know, what kind of day that person's having. You don't know what kind of week that person is having. You know, or what kind of life that person is having. Period. So we have to learn to be more patient with each other and kinder towards each other. So, but I'm not really talking about that in particular. I'm talking about mainly the ones who know exactly what they're doing to each other and don't care. They don't care. They know that they're trying to step on somebody's head to gain better footing and to get ahead, literally to get ahead. They know that they're stepping over you, and to get what you're after. They want to get it first. you know they know that they're spreading propaganda gossip about you just to shed you in a bad light, throw shade on you in a bad light, so that they can gain whatever it is they want to gain before you gain what you're trying to gain. you know um they know what they're doing, and they don't care. They've, when some people want what they want, they lose all consciousness, they lose morals, they lose standards, they just pull out all the stops and do whatever they can do for self-preservation. Self-preservation is not bad. It becomes bad when you're hurting other people. Hmm? Yeah. So I I'm just overwhelmed with the things with that I'm seeing in this past month or so. Uh, yeah, I'm overwhelmed with it. And so, one thing I said, we have to address the situation. Number one, that there is a situation. How to start beginning, how to begin fixing it is by looking in the mirror at yourself and saying, what have I done to contribute to this mess? And what can I do to improve myself, my character, better? Well, one way is by trying to align your behavior with the principles of Ma'at, you know, and look it up, look them up, align yourself with the principles of Ma'at, and try to be a better person and everything that you do every minute of every day, because every minute of every day is an opportunity to either improve yourself or become one of those people that I just mentioned, the backbiting, infighting people. you know Make a decision before you open your mouth and say something. you know uh Make sure you check yourself and ask, is this in line with the principles of Ma'at, or am I just trying to hurt somebody? And if I'm not going to try to help somebody, why hurt somebody? What's in it for you, other than to you feeling like you're gaining something over that person? But in the long run, is it going to help to build your character in a better way? Of course not. So why do it? Don't you want to improve your character? Don't you think about um, what's going to happen later on when it's time for any of us, each of us, all of us to elevate and graduate to the next level, which will be going from elderhood to ancestorhood? Don't you think about judgment, you know, and say, well, I want it to be looked at that I did good. I lived truth and did good in this life. Or do you not mind being looked upon by your loved ones when you in that box, that pine box, saying, "What a rotten motherfucker that was." I mean, excuse me, but you, which do you want? What do you want said over your head? I oh gosh, I wrote a poem about that very same thing. I'm gonna try to look because I think it would be very appropriate for this discussion. Um, it's under my poetry for cats um, list of poems that I did a long, long time ago. But this particular poem, I'm trying to remember the title of it. As soon as I'm able to pull it up, I don't know why it's not coming up, but as soon as I'm able to pull it up, I will. What happened to it? Oh, let me see. Oh, it's not there. Oh, oh, excuse me. I think it's coming up. It's my laptop is running a little slow. Okay, still coming up. Um, I think. I hope. Yeah. Okay. There's poetry for cats. And CATS is an acronym for Conscious African Telepathic Star Seeds. And this is an anthology of conscious and revolutionary and inspirational poetry that I've written. And this particular poem, let me see, let me scroll through this list of poems here to find the one that I'm actually talking about. This is not it. Okay, let me see. Still looking, still scrolling. Um, okay, that's not it. I know it's here. Nope, that's not it either. Let's see. Yes, here it is. It's titled, "What is Your Claim to Fame?" You know, it goes. Have you found yourself wandering on the superhighway of life with no transportation to your destination? Now, let's be precise. What is your claim to fame when all you have to your name is a suitcase of empty promises and doubtful expectations? What have you done with your life so far? Did you fall in a rut or reach for a star? How do you measure your level of success? By the way that you feel or by the way that you dress? By those standards, rules, principles, or scales, did you succeed or did you fail? Oh, I should say, by whose standards, rules, principles, or scales did you succeed or did you fail? Where do your hopes and dreams really lie? Deep in the ground or up in the sky, high in the sky? Have you sincerely done your best? Are you content or are you depressed? Have you wasted all your youthful years on pointless fears and foolish tears? How long will you tarry? How long will you wait? What tools do you carry to alter your fate? Don't put off today's task until tomorrow. Step off with one foot and the other will follow. Search your heart for that ray of light that will guide you through your stormy night. Whether you journey by air, land, or sea, follow that journey to your destiny. Open your mind and go inside to find the self you've tried to hide. Of what are you ashamed? How many have you blamed for your situation? Could it have been your own creation? Take responsibility in your neighborhood. Make sure your role is understood. How will your story end? Who's in control of your pen? Who will have the final say? And what words will be said come judgment day over your head at your final breath bed? When you reach your final resting place, will you go with grace or hide your face? At your final curtain call, will you take a bow or take a fall? Where do your priorities lie? How you lived or how you'll die? When all is said and done, and you know you've paid the cost, it won't matter if you've won, it won't matter if you lost. It's never too late to make a clean, fresh start. It's never too soon to take a stance and play a part in the only life you'll ever know. For it's true, you will reap what you sow. Don't squander precious time chasing cheap thrills. Empower your mind, attaining valuable life skills. And that poem was titled, What is Your Claim to Fame, by Queen Mother Francesca Abbey. Thank you. And let's continue our conversation. Um, yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, let's continue our conversation in, discovering. Yeah, so I mentioned by checking ourselves, looking in the mirror and checking ourselves and trying to align our character on a daily basis, align our character with the principles of Ma'at, whatever those principles are to you. Um, and trying to have compassion and show mercy towards others. Think about what others may be feeling, what others may be going through, and understanding that we need each other. Wherever we are, if we've chosen to stay in Babylon, in the new Sodom and Gomorrah, which I refer to as the divisive stakes, or if we've chosen to live somewhere differently, if we've chosen to repatriate to the motherland, Al Kebulon, or if we've chosen to live somewhere else, wherever you live, be the B1 first. Be the Black first person that you say you want to be. Be that first, and think that in your mind first and always, before you step on your sister or your brother to get what you think they're about to obtain. Let them have it. In traffic, I don't know how many of you have ever ridden around in New York City. I'm going to speak about New York City because that's the only traffic, ouch, that I know about. I'm learning the traffic here in Ghana, especially, well, I don't know the highways yet, but I know how people drive here, but I also know how people drive on I-95 in New York. And it's this me first attitude. We need to lose that BS me first attitude. Drop it. Drop it. You to get in on the highway, the cars see you in an SUV, big old ginormous SUV. They can see you trying to get in. They see you with your signal light on, trying to get into traffic so you can get to where you gotta go, just like everybody else want to get to where they gotta go. But they're just gonna start easing up on each other. Here's car in front, car behind. They see you trying to get in. You're here. You trying to get in. The car behind does this. Pull up behind the car in front of them so that you can't get in. Why? Why would you do that? What's wrong with you? That's how accidents happen too, because maybe you didn't see that and you trying to squeeze in there, you trying to bogart your way in there, and this one coming up behind you, bam, kiss you right in your ass, you know. So yeah, now you, neither one of you are getting anywhere today. But that me first attitude has got to stop. We need to embrace the black first attitude and drop that me first attitude. That me first attitude, I want to say, is not even us in the basic structure of who we are as melanated people. That's coming from another culture that we learned over a period of centuries. We need to unlearn that behavior, that negative behavior, and start embracing each other. I've talked about, dealing with the isms here in Ghana, that I've faced as an African diasporan coming from the divisive states to Ghana and feeling a whole nother ism. I've mentioned in one or two of my previous videos that I went from being the N word to the O word, Igor with an N to a Bruni with an O that starts with an O, and it's like, I'm not trading one word for another. I don't have any preference over either one of them. To me, they're both derogatory. The sentiment behind it is ugly. Okay. I'm not going to get into the semantics about, what this word means and what that word means and the origin of it. Fuck all of that. Okay. The real deal is derogatory. It's not a term of endearment. Okay. Stop using it. At least don't use it towards me. Feel me? Don't use it towards your sisters and your brothers. Stop it. That's not helpful. It's hurtful. And if you can't help, then why hurt? What's wrong with you? Yeah, Queen Mother angry this morning. I'm not going to beat up on people, but y'all know who you are. I know who I am. I know I've said things that, I wish I could take back, I've said things out of anger I wish I could take back. And we all do. Well, then take it back. Go back to that person and apologize. Go back to that person. You know what? I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say these things. I did that person. Give that person a hug and mean it. I mean, a meaningful hug, and comfort them because they're hurting. Whatever you said or did to them hurt them. And they may be trying to, oh, it ain't nothing. I'm okay. No, they're not. No, they're not. They done stored it away somewhere along with all the other hurts. And it's building and building and building and building to a point where they feel so unloved, so unwelcome, so disrespected. We need to start building up on loving each other, loving on each other. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about real love and respect, mutual love and respect, reciprocal love and respect. We need to start doing that more and more and more. Okay, I have one like. However, there's no people showing. So at least one person is watching. Well, whoever you are, thank you for joining my Darts channel and thank you for liking this topic. Yeah, so that's what we need to do to try and improve upon the attainment and the maintaining of Black unity. Because without Black unity, we're not going to make it through whatever is coming down the pike. And whatever that means to each and every individual one of you that's listening and watching right now. Because some people have a different perspective on what's coming down the pike. I'm not even going to mention what I think it is. You put that where you want it, you know. But for me, I'm just speaking to what I see, what I hear, what I know. I can't speak for anybody else's perspective or speak from anybody else's perspective. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this short. I'm not going to because I have some running around to do today. As you can see behind me, I'm still in the hotel, uh, and I'm trying to get some things done, and it's not easy. It's not easy, you know. I don't want to say what it is just yet until it's done, and then I can sit and do a paint and sip with you and say, "Woo, that was hard, but we made it, yay!" You know. But right now, I'm just keeping things to myself, you know, and moving in silence, semi-silence, you know. I mean, the fact that you know I'm in a hotel means that I'm not at home, you know. So eventually, once it's all said and done, and once I get the prize that I'm keeping my eye on, you know. And by the way, you know, just to mention, I am not stepping on anyone to get what I'm seeking. I'm not stepping over anyone. I'm not climbing over anyone to get it. I'm going through the proper channels, you know, and waiting for what's for me. That's for me. And whatever is for someone else is for someone else. I'm not trying to get more than my share of anything from anyone, and I'm trying my best to pay my way as best that I can to the best of my ability, you know, every step of the way. I'm not, you know, scheming and lying and conniving. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going through whatever proper channels I need to do, maintaining my cool, maintaining my head, packing my patience, because I know that everybody that's been to Ghana or been anywhere traveling abroad will tell you pack your patience. You know, try not to jump over the counter and choke nobody, because, like I said earlier, somebody over that counter that you want to choke, they want to jump over the counter and choke you as a client or a customer too. They going through some stuff. You going through stuff, they going through stuff too. Keep that in mind before you jump over a counter and choke anybody because you're impatient or you feel, you know, disrespected or whatever. Just try to understand maybe that person is not where you are consciously. Maybe that person is not a B1 first person, a black first person. Maybe they're aspiring and they're just not there yet. But help them, don't hurt them. And with that said, you know, like I said again, check yourself and align yourself with positive principles. You know, you may not want to study the principles of Ma'at. Maybe that's not what you want to do, but you know right from wrong. Let's just put it that way. You know, you may not be a Kemetic scholar, but you know right from wrong. Just do that. So thank you again, everyone. We're 34 minutes, almost 35 minutes in. I said I wanted to keep this live short because I do actually have to leave in a few moments and run around and take care of some business. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to vacation and relax or swim around in the pool or anything. I'm actually or enjoy the beautiful facilities, even though like during the evening time, I do try to walk around this property here, this hotel property, and just trying to unwind and decompress, you know. But during the day, I have to be on this grind to get this work done, and so that I can move on to where I'm trying to move on to, you know. So anyway, you guys, thank you again for joining my darts live, and you have a blessed and productive day, as will I. Peace.